block, and that's what we're at.
Hey, baby, let's go.
Lead block.
D-block.
In Stacey Dales in Detroit. Stacey, welcome to the show. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We just saw Matt Patricia and company getting off of the bus, of course. They're at home in Detroit. The Bears defense, one of the best in the league. We just checked out the Burr lesson profiling Khalil Mack and how disruptive he can be. We already see them break through the line and get to Matt Stafford like 12 days ago, if not shorter than that. Should we expect more of the same on the field today?
Happy Thanksgiving, Kay. Good morning, everybody. Listen, I think I've been doing this report on a weekly basis as far as the Chicago Bears defense is concerned. They are so greedy. They lead the NFL with 27 takeaways. They lead the NFL in turnovers per game. They have 97 points off of their turnovers. You mentioned the game, Kay, back in Week 10. Matthew Stafford, he was sacked 6 times in that game, but more important, his offense turned the ball over 3 times. That feeds the Chicago Bears. I talked to Frank Ragnow with this starting offensive line for the Lions, and he said they're so talented with that front 7. They're so multiple. We have to ID it. And bottom line, he told me, we've got to play better here on Thanksgiving in front of our home crowd. So they will be fired up for this football game, but that front 7 with the Chicago Bears guys is so special.
And they can carry this team, the number 3 defense in the league. Maybe they rely on the run a little bit, but not putting it past Chase Daniel, knowing that system and being with Nagy for 3 years in Kansas City and knowing the deal to maybe open it up and pass a little bit, as Nate was saying. Stacey Dales, awesome stuff from you. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you a little bit later and throughout the morning here on NFL Network. It is Thursday. We've got to keep some things the same, even though it's a holiday.
Right.
It's the third hour. It is time for one thing and one thing only. The Throwdown Thursday.
Okay. Oh, baby. Love that gong.
The hell was that sound effect?
It was a gong.
Was it? I thought it was like a machete. I was like, what's happening?
Take to my turkey. Let's slice right through this segment, baby.
I literally thought it was a lightsaber for like 5 seconds.
We'll get there.
But I like that. Okay, let's go to 3 great Thanksgiving Day matchups. Let's put some of the best head-to-head. It's just what we do. First up, we've got a throwdown of NFC East quarterbacks. Guys, one obviously trying to prove himself after a starter went down. The other looking to make a run and solidify himself into the playoffs. I ask you, gentlemen, who is under more pressure? Ooh. That is the throwdown. Is it Colt McCoy or is it Dak Prescott?
I'll say Colt McCoy. There's no question about it. Listen, there's no way you can say Colt McCoy is playing with house money, because he's not. He's playing with money that they don't want to give away. They sit there and put themselves in a position where they have the lead in the NFC East, and now all of a sudden Alex Smith goes down. You can't say, oh, well, you know, they had it in their hands and it slipped away because our backup came in. No, he's been in the league for quite some time. He's been a backup, being paid as such to come in situations like this. I don't care if you're a number 1, number 2, or number 3 quarterback. You're starting on a big day like this. You have to go out there and win. I know he's feeling that, and it's okay because this is what dreams are made of, baby. We saw Nick Foles win a Super Bowl last year. We're hearing that Chase Daniels is going to play today. This is what I think when backup quarterbacks come in, we all get shocked. We're like, oh no. But if a backup receiver plays, or backup D lineman, or kicker comes in, we're like, oh, this is part of the course. No, this is the same thing that happens in the league. It's just different because the Redskins were sitting there in first place.
Who's got more pressure? Do you know what being America's team's quarterback means? Do you know what that means?
Talk about it, Peter.
It means at 4:30 today, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are going to welcome in America for another year of You on Display with a spotlight of Grandma Ida and Aunt Ruth and Cousin Sally. Their only game they're watching all season, and you're the quarterback. Last year, I watched Dak Prescott be the quarterback, and the LA Chargers ran rampant all over the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak Prescott had no answer. Look, they've won 2 games in a row. That's all fine and dandy. You lose this one, you're down 2 games in the standings to the Redskins, and they've beaten you twice in the head-to-head. It might not be such smooth sailing anymore. It's one thing to beat the Falcons. It's one thing to beat the Titans. It's another thing or the Eagles. It's another thing to do it on Thanksgiving Day with a backup quarterback on the other side. It's not like you're losing to Alex Smith or Kirk Cousins. You're losing to Colt McCoy in his first start since 2014. Pressure, Nate? Dak Prescott's under pressure. Go win a game, bud.
This is about winning Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys. You got to win the big one. You got to beat the big dogs. You cannot, for the sake of this team, this franchise, And this country, if you're Dak Prescott, cannot be in your home field and lose to a backup quarterback, a great one or otherwise. I don't care if it's Nick Foles. I don't care if it's Tom Brady was a backup. You don't lose at home in Jerry World to a backup. We love the Colt McCoy story. It's great. Reminds me of Del Griffith in the Thanksgiving movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We root for John Candy. We root for Colt McCoy.
You're going the wrong way.
Sure, but as every John Hughes movie, it always ends with that little sad note at the end, and you find out John Candy's wife ain't around. I feel like it's going to end in a sad note, too, for Colt McCoy because of the Cowboys' defense. Dak, you got to win this one, dude.
Add on the pressure. You get to seize your division. You get to do it in front of your home crowd after your owner came on Good Morning Football and said that you're going to wheel and deal after they make a huge trade to give you a #1 wide receiver in Amari Cooper. And let's not pretend that there's some personal selfish pressure on him as well. He's playing for his next contract.
Sure, he's got to get that extension as well. And in this offseason, they can either re-up Dak, or they can say, let's wait for another year, which is just madness for a quarterback.
To your point, there's another twist on it. When you think of Thanksgiving games, Romo name comes up a lot. People think, oh, Tony Romo's had moments.
Yes.
Dak Prescott being Dallas Cowboy. Now is your moment, kid.
You don't lose on Thanksgiving in Jerry World to Colt McCoy, unless you do. Next up, let's move on to an NFC showdown of superstar receivers. Falcons, Saints, two of the best to do it, guys, this year. You have Julio Jones. He sort of turned things around. They're getting him the ball, especially in the red zone. And Michael Thomas is on a historic, prolific pace. Who do you want with the game on the line? Nate Burleson.
This is the toughest one, because if you say, well, Julio, last year,
Eagles,
playoffs, and he had a chance, and the ball slipped through his hands. He mistimed the jump. Mike Thomas, who has been unbelievable, lights out. The percentage of completion rate between him and Breeze is phenomenal. And I hate to do this. I hate to do this to Mike. I'm going with Julio. Okay. I'm going Julio because I've seen him do it for longer. And I'm going Julio because he's the league leader in yardage. I'm going Julio because I respect the fact that every game he goes into, there's your best corner on him, there's a safety helping over his top, and there's no way you're going to guard him one-on-one. I'm going Julio because Calvin Ridley is having a hell of a season as a rookie. So game on the line, yeah. If you want to toss it up to Julio, that's fine. But if you're a smart offensive coordinator,